Yes, students. Today, let me complete this paper 2 session or the portion so that you can prepare the notes in advance. It will help you in the examination. And then afterwards, we will go to the paper 1 study. Means tomorrow and afterwards paper 1 study. And in case any question or doubt comes about the paper 2, we can have the discussion. Let me share the screen. Yes. About the environmental aspects, means oxides of nitrogen, oxides of sulfur, they do spoil our air. What are the toxic effects of that? How can we minimize them? That portion you have to study, you have to prepare. Today I want to discuss the preparation of ammonia, industrially very important chemical. And the process of preparation is called the Haber-Bosch process or Haber's process also we consider it. We know it as a Haber's process. What exactly remains the concept in the preparation? By skeleton diagram, let us understand that. See here left side, one diagram is given. How this ammonia is what produced. Here nitrogen and hydrogen, basic gases are needed there. It is very easy to say if N2 plus H2 means if you have to balance the reaction in order to produce NH3, then hydrogen should be in triple quantity than that of the nitrogen. But practical point of view, reaction doesn't go to 100%. So unreacted species also remain, number one. And in order to have the forward thrust, the proportion we need to what vary. Here what we do is two gases, nitrogen and hydrogen gas. We combine them and we allow them to pass through catalytical bed or catalyst bed, due to which the reaction between them occurs. Otherwise, only nitrogen and hydrogen, if we bring them, the ammonia gas will not form. It will form, but for that too high pressure and the temperature is what necessary. So here catalytical processes or catalysts helps us to combine those reactants, and because of that reaction can lead to the product. So it is a combination here, repeated combination that we form. The second portion here you will find the cool reactants which are injected. Means cooling is what also recommended there. Now question arises, why for that cooling is recommended? You might be knowing two kinds of reactions, one exothermic and other endothermic. I want answer from you. Exothermic reaction means the reaction where heat will be evolved, means liberated, or heat will be absorbed. Unmute and talk please.
Repeat, sir.
Okay. I repeat the question. Exothermic reaction means heat will be evolved or heat will be absorbed.
Absorb.
Absorbed. Okay. Yes, anybody has other answer? Because other two girls also are there. What's their reply?
Absorb.
Absorb. Okay. So here is a problem in your understanding, because these are the mechanical terms. No, if you go on applying these, then you will understand that. Exothermic means heat is evolved, heat is liberated, and endothermic means heat is absorbed. Exothermic means enthalpy change is negative. Now, why it is negative? Here is the science and its application. Enthalpy is a heat content concept. Heat content. Now, from your point of view, consider reactants here. Reactants are giving the products. These reactants have their own heat content. Product also have their own heat content. Means a boiling water in a beaker has one heat content, and a cooled water that also possesses one particular kind of the heat. So it has different kind of the heat content. That's the water as an example for understanding I had given. Here reactants and products, they remain with their own heat content. Now I said exothermic reaction means their heat will be evolved, heat will be liberated, heat will be furnished. Now I want answer from you. Let me see how far you are applying the logic. Heat content of the reactant and heat content of the product. If reaction is exothermic, then whose heat content will be larger? Reactant or product?
Product.
Yes. Saurabh is saying heat of product will be more. Heat content of product is more. Just imagine Saurabh or Shubham, somebody says. I think Shubham said heat content of product, if it would have been more, means from less heat content in order to get high heat content. Content means within that. It has to absorb that heat. In order to obtain the product, during the course of reaction, heat will be absorbed. Then only heat content of the product will be more. Yes, Shubham, are you following the logic?
Yes, sir.
Yes. But what is the basic thing I said to you? Exothermic means heat evolved, heat furnished, heat liberated. During this conversion, during this transformation from reactant to product, heat is furnished, heat is liberated. Then answer for my question now. If heat is liberated, then whose heat content should be larger, reactant or product? Again, I am asking this question. I want answers from others also. Yes, can you answer or not? Simple logic I told to you. Only you have to apply that logic. Is my question clear?
Yes, sir.
Then simply you answer no. Exothermic reaction where heat is liberated. Liberated means furnished out. It is coming out. As like hot water from that the vapors do come out because of heat. And when heat goes out, water gets cooled. So heat is liberated, heat is furnished out. Then where will be the more heat content within that? In hot water, there will be the more heat content, or in cold water, there will be the more heat content. Likewise, simple question it is. Reactant will be with more heat content or product will be with more heat content if reaction is exothermic? That's my question.
Reactant.
Reactant.
Right, Jelina. Right, Shubham. Saurabh, what's your answer? Yes, Joinita, what's your answer?
Reactant.
Right. Reactant will be with more heat content. Then only it will give the heat or heat content. So that product will be with less heat content. That's the understanding of exothermic reaction. Because products are with less heat content, reaction remains with furnishment or liberation of heat. To that we say exothermic reaction. Means if I fire the wood or any fuel, then because of that chemical reaction, what is going to happen? Heat is going to generate. And because of that generated heat, we can cook our food. Let you take our simple LPG gas or biogas. What we do? We bring it in contact with the fire. So combustion of it occurs, and by or due to its combustion, oxides of carbon will form and the moisture will form. During that course of that reaction, heat comes out, and because of that heat, we can cook our food. That cooking is one of the example. Likewise, many chemical reactions are there where during that reaction, heat comes out, and that liberated heat we calculate, we measure in terms of one physical thermodynamical term called as enthalpy change. Is what we consider heat content as a simple general word I use. Now in particularly if I have to say what that heat content actually mean, heat content actually mean that enthalpy. And alone enthalpy of that particular thing is not so important. Important is change in heat content, change in enthalpy, delta H. Now I want answer from you. I repeat, the base heat content concept is clear to you. Heat content change concept is clear to you. If heat is going to evolve, heat is going to come out, then certainly heat content of reactant should be more. Means heat content of product should be less. Now, in spite of using this term heat content, I use the term enthalpy. Enthalpy of reactant will be more, and enthalpy of product will be less. Now I am asking question to you. During exothermic reaction, enthalpy change delta H will be positive or negative?
Negative.
Yes, Saurabh has given answer. During exothermic reaction, enthalpy change will be positive or negative?
Negative.
Yes, Joinita, absolutely.
Negative.
Exactly, Jelina. Shubham, are you
Negative.
getting? Exactly, negative. So exothermic reaction means delta H is negative. So when you get a data in the chemical reaction, no, if you find delta H is positive, means that's an endothermic reaction. Heat is absorbed, and so product is with what the high heat content. Here, our reaction is formation of ammonia gas. So ammonia can be formed from nitrogen and hydrogen, is individual gases. And chemistry says that during that combination, the heat is going to evolve, and every reaction is with its own requirement, that high pressure or particular catalyst, because when the gases are to combine, no, if they want to come together, then pressure also necessary. By the way, catalyst also is what necessary. And I said to you, this reaction is exothermic. If any reaction is exothermic and we want to improve the speed of the reaction, then what will you prefer? You will perform that reaction in the cold condition, or you will perform that reaction at high temperature condition? I repeat my question. It is very clear our reaction is exothermic. It's a basic nature of that reaction. I want to speed up that reaction. I want to increase the speed of the reaction. If I have to increase the speed of the reaction in order to have the good product formation, then what shall I do? Shall I perform that reaction at high temperature, or shall I perform that reaction at low temperature? These are the external conditions I am saying. What is your guess? Is my question clear?
Yes, sir.
So what's your answer?
So please repeat the question.
Yeah. See, we are talking about exothermic reaction. In exothermic reaction, heat is going to evolve. That concept is clear to you. Enthalpy change concept also clear. My question, there's one reaction where heat is evolving and I want to speed up that reaction. I want to increase the speed of the reaction. Then the surrounding situation should be with low temperature or should be with high temperature. Is question clear? Just guess. Afterwards, I will improve your answer. Don't worry. Yes, are you following my question? Jelena, is question clear?
Yes, sir.
So just guess, no answer.
High temperature.
Yeah, Jelena saying high temperature. Yes, Joinita, Saurabh, what's your answer?
High temperature.
High temperature. Saurabh?
High temperature.
High temperature. Okay. One other example I give it to you. Concept I want to make clear. Student or any person remains with one tendency to study. Tendency to study doesn't remain uniform. As the situation changes, your tendency changes. Means if college just reopened, tendency to study, let us study later, yet exams are not there. Exam is 1 month after, still 1 month is there. Exam is 15 days after, still 15 days are there. Exam is 1 week after, still 1 week is there. Then one time comes, tomorrow is exam, tomorrow is a paper. Then what happens? Your tendency to prepare, tendency to study changes because it depends on external factor. That's when is the examination or when is a test, when is assignment submission or project submission. Are you following the importance of the external concept for the reaction, our response?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Similarly is the case in case of the reaction. What surrounding things are there, how surrounding things are there, accordingly reaction proceeds. One more example I give it to you. The balloon in which we fill the air. Suppose if I fill lighter air in the balloon, lighter gas in the balloon, let it be hydrogen or helium. Now if I fill suppose 1 liter of the gas in the balloon, example I am giving, and now balloon is here, means at seashore region. Balloon wants to go up, balloon wants to go high because the gas within that balloon, which gas is there? Lighter gas, less density, so it will go high. So suppose if I go on the open ground and the balloon which is in my hand, I release that balloon, balloon will go high, automatically it will go high. There is no chemical reaction. It is just a density concept. It will go high. What do you think if there is no leakage at all and there is no entry to any other gas? Balloon is tight now, and if balloon goes high, then the size of that balloon will increase, will decrease, or will remain same as was before. If balloon goes high, then size of that balloon, gas is 1 liter only. Yes, that size of the balloon will be less or more. Size will decrease or increase or will remain same. No, somewhere you have to apply logic, no? Yes, Jelena, Joinita.
Decrease.
Size will decrease. Joinita.
Decrease.
Why you are saying decrease? Can you give the explanation? Why size of the balloon will decrease? On what factor it depends? Gas is same, 1 liter only. Quantity of gas is not changed. Then size of the balloon should increase or decrease. If you are saying decrease, then why? That's a science. Yes, please help me. I want to know the reason. Yes, where is the problem? Question is difficult or you don't want to talk?
So the size increases.
Why?
As there is less air in the atmosphere, it causes a atmospheric pressure.
Right, Joinita. at least thinking logically now. Whether her logic is correct or not, that we will see. We will verify. Size of the balloon doesn't depend only on the gas inside. It depends on the pressure outside. As the balloon goes high, as like Jonita saying, air becomes rare. Density of the air is less, or more correctly, air pressure, external air pressure, outer air pressure will decrease. As outer air pressure decreases, means a scope to expand, scope to increase the size. So as the balloon goes high, size of the balloon will increase. So what Joanita said, it is right, and her logic also is right. Are you following what I am saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Affects the status. Likewise, external temperature affects the status of the reaction. So what exactly happens there in order to, because nature of reaction is to give the heat out, is a nature of reaction. And if you maintain high temperature outside, then what will happen? The reaction will fill outside, already temperature is more. So it is better not to release more temperature. So there remains a pressure on the reaction to release the temperature. Actually, pressure and temperature, different concepts are there. But I am saying opposition remains to that reaction to release the temperature or to increase the temperature, to release the heat. So reaction will prefer not to evolve more heat, or reaction will prefer not to go ahead, not to proceed to form the product. Reaction rate will decrease. Depending upon the nature of reaction, reaction rate will be there. Are you following this simple thing, or shall I repeat? Waiting for replies.
Yes, sir. Understood.
Yes.
Yeah. Means you understood that external factors do what the effect. So nature of our reaction. What is the reaction? Formation of ammonia is exothermic. This reaction is generating heat. And if we keep the more heat outside, then reaction will not generate heat. Reaction will not generate heat means reaction will not proceed. So ammonia formation, if we have to do properly, then there should be low temperature. There should be coolant. What coolant will do? If heat is generated during reaction, that heat will be absorbed by coolant. If heat is absorbed, then reaction will feel, oh, nobody's there now, means no heat is there. Let us generate heat further. Reaction will get a boost. Reaction will get courage. Reaction will get a motivation to generate heat. So it will generate heat. Heat generation, reaction for means product formation, reaction will go ahead. So in order to get the good product, what we are doing, we have to allow a less temperature around the reactants, or coolants are used. Means if I take a tea or coffee or hot milk in the cup or the saucer, then what we do, if we want to cool it early, we blow the air. Why we blow the air? Because of that pressure, the vapors whichever are formed, vapor formation is a natural tendency of that water. It is decided, it is a fix. At particular temperature, this should be the equilibrium constant and the reaction will move. But what you are doing, you are disturbing that reaction. You are changing the external conditions. You are blowing the air. Because of that blow of the air, whichever the vapors are formed, those will go out. If those vapors went out, then that water will feel, oh, where are my vapors? Where are my friends? Let us generate more friends. So whatever heat is there, internal heat will be used to generate vapors further. More vapors will form. So that you want. So gimmicks you played, you allowed that water to use the internal heat. If you use internal heat to form new vapors, automatically temperature will decrease. And you wanted to decrease this temperature to bring it to desired level, so that you can take that tea, coffee, or that milk. I repeat, you wanted to decrease the temperature. So what game you played, whatever the vapors are formed, you remove those vapors by blowing the air. Then what water system has understood, oh, friend not there, let us generate more friends. So reaction will proceed to generate vapors. To generate vapors means internal heat will be used. Internal heat will be used, so automatically temperature will decrease. Same gimmicks we are playing here in the ammonia formation. Natural tendency is to generate heat. So what we are doing, if heat generated, remove out. Heat generated, remove out. Then naturally the reactant will feel, let us generate more heat, so the product will form. Suppose if we obtain the reverse condition, means reaction is exothermic and temperature outside is more. Already because of that heat generated, temperature automatically will increase. And if it goes on increasing, then reactants will feel already too much temperature is there. Then why should I decrease? Means whatever the tea, coffee, what you are taking, and outside further more temperature is there, then it will not get cooled down. Or suppose if it has been isolated, separate, means no exchange of the heat, then also it will not cool down. So, but here in chemistry or industrial chemistry, in order to get the product, we want to motivate that reaction to proceed further. During the course of reaction, naturally temperature is going to increase because it's exothermic. But what we are doing, we are decreasing its temperature by means of coolants. So you can pay the attention towards here. The coolants is the one portion. Cool reactants injected. Reactants are cool, but cooling is also recommended there. And then at last, the ammonia will come out, and along with that, unreacted nitrogen and hydrogens will come out. It is a general skeleton of this formation of the ammonia. In particularly, somewhat more in detail, they have given. See here, nitrogen and the hydrogens are what the pass, and they are reacting. Left over nitrogen, hydrogen, those are what the coming out, but they are allowed to pass through what the catalyst, allowed to combine. And during that reaction, the low temperature reaction is going to occur here. See, reaction is going to occur here. Low temperature necessary. For that, a coolant are there. Means here you can consider the water is flown, or the liquid ammonia is there, or the dry ice is there. The coolant is going to flow. The flow of the coolant is mentioned here. Here coolant is going inside and coolant is coming outside. Means if the regular practicals could have been there, then you might have understood the condenser that we use in the chemistry laboratory. Other time we can have the discussion about that. But time being, understand that because of this coolant, fresh coolant, they enter, more cooling they can do. And therefore here some piston is used in order to have the proper pressure, and at last what that gas is what removed out. That's liquid ammonia. Under pressure, no, it gets liquefied, and entry of the raw material is here. But when we get the ammonia, along with ammonia, the hydrogens and nitrogen also do what the remain. Ammonia we can cool, and it can be in the liquefied form. Cool in the sense what? We can, under pressure it liquefies, and other gases again can be allowed for the reaction. It is a representation of the Haber's process or Haber-Bosch process. So what is the role of this coolant that I explained to you? Because reaction is exothermic, therefore coolant we are using. What is the role of the catalyst? Catalyst role is to bring the nitrogen and hydrogen together. What happens during the reaction? Is 100% reaction occurs? Absolutely not. Then what happens for the unreacted reactants? Those again can be what to use. How do we separate this ammonia from hydrogen and nitrogen? Because of liquefaction concept. Under the pressure, the ammonia gets cooled, ammonia gets liquefied. As like LPG we said, no? LPG is a gas actually, but it's a liquefied petroleum gas. We say under pressure, it liquefies. So likewise here, ammonia will liquefy first. Nitrogen and hydrogen will not liquefy early. Therefore, they will go out, and those can be allowed for the further reaction. Those can be used further. So we can go through these further explanations, the temperature needed, catalyst use, the mechanism of the catalyst, the coolants and the role of that coolant, the product obtained, separation of the ammonia from that the product, and again the reuse of hydrogen and ammonia. The general explanation I had given to you. In particular, you can go through this data, you can go through these notes, and if doubts are there, you can ask. Yes. Up to here, concept clear? Formation of ammonia molecule?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So you can, it's the magic of equilibriums. Everything about catalyst also clearly explanation is given. Stepwise process of the catalyst formation, use of the catalyst, role of the catalyst, the amount of energy evolved, and everything is given. You have to work, because ready-made things I'm finding that not more useful to you. You can work, and if questions are there, you can ask. And if you have no questions, means you are not desiring to learn. But scientific approach is most important here. So here, clear cut, the detailed process of formation of ammonia by means of the Haber-Bosch process is made clear. So one more chemical. Let us go through the syllabus so that the concept will be the more clear. What we have covered. I present that window. We are talking about the paper 2 studies. See, The first portion was the chemistry of boron compounds that we discussed in detail. Yes. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Second is chemistry of silicon and germanium. Here I asked you to do the more work. Basic things I made what the clear, and you have prepared notes of it also. Yes, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And now the third point is chemistry of nitrogen family. So up to here we have discussed in detail oxides of nitrogen. Then the preparation also, the notes also you have prepared. Yet few students have not completed, but many of you have completed that. And last portion was there, synthesis of ammonia by Bosch-Haber process. Now it is completed. So paper 2 study is completed from my point of view. Study material is provided to you. Further notes, summary report you have to generate. That work you are doing by means of assignment. So what is today's work? So you have to work on this synthesis of ammonia by Bosch-Haber process. It is assignment. Yes. Is it clear the syllabus coverage?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So from tomorrow, I am going to focus on the paper 1 study. About non-directional bonding, you have work. That's the paper 1. Notes also you have prepared. Yes, do you agree that?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
About the second portion, directional bonding, I have to work. About this third portion in that paper 1, unit 2, molecular orbital theory, you have prepared notes also. Videos also are prepared. Yes, did you went through those videos? Have you completed notes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm not getting other replies.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this portion, now only middle portion is left. That's a directional bonding, covalent bonding, and that I am going to cover now onwards. Which lectures are there now? Within that we can cover. So here is a planning for our coverage of the syllabus. Now, if you have any doubt or any question, you are free to ask. And if there is no question, then we can stop, and tomorrow we can have the discussion about the paper 1. Saurabh said no question. Joanita said no question. Jelena said no question. Okay, fine. So I conclude the lecture. The assignment is you have to draw the notes of Bosch-Haber process or Haber-Bosch process. In that, diagram will come, reactions will come, role of catalyst will come, role of coolant will come, stepwise reactions which are there, they will come, separation of ammonia will come. All points you have to cover. It is a lengthy answer. So that portion you have to cover. Up to when you can cover, you can answer this question. How many days should I give?
Which September?
20th September. Yes. Jelena, Joanita. Yes, Jelena and Joanita, I'm waiting for reply.
Saturday,
Next
Wednesday.
Yes, next. I could not hear anybody's answer.
So next Saturday.
Next Saturday, means 25th. Okay. Okay, I give the 25th date for today's assignment. Okay, then I declare here that today's session is over. Quit now.